Well, we have no power at my house, so I don't have clothes for church. We have not been able to fix hair or makeup. We are just barely having light, and we are grateful for the light coming through the window for the video today. I have taken a picture of my dad, which I will probably do again after the lights come on, because I wanted to talk about him today. He was born in 1903. That would make him 120 years old. And his name was Farmer Holmes Pascal. He was the oldest of 8 children. And when he was about 13, his father put him in charge of the farm workers, which were the other 7 children, which was not quite fair to him because he had to discipline, and make rules about where we're going when and how we're going to do this, and all of that. But through that, he became a very strong leader. He went to high school, and he made such good grades, straight A's back in the day, that the next year he taught the class he was in because of lack of teachers. He wanted to go to college, so he taught a year to make money to go to college, and then he went a year to University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Then he came home and taught a year, and then went back to college a year. So going to college was more than a 4-year process. He was 4 years older than my mother, and he met her at University of Tennessee. We were amused by the fact that his father named him Farmer, which was a family name, I think, but he told him he wanted to be a farmer. And so he felt led of the Lord to study agriculture, and he was a county agricultural agent. Back in the 20s, they wore uniforms like foresters wear, with the khaki-colored hat and the boots and all of that, just to go out to the farms. But they soon quit that, and he, was able to wear normal businessman clothes. But he never did that. He always tried to dress so that the farmers would receive him well. And of course, he wore that suit and tie and all that to church and to meetings. And he was constantly in meetings. He led the singing at the church and the Rotary Club. And he was involved with the REA, the Rural Electrification Association, the 4-H clubs, the FFA, all of those things. And they all had meetings. And he did a radio program every day and a news article once a week about farming in Lauderdale County and the country and the world. And he always said that America could feed the world if given the right circumstances. We could literally grow enough food in America to feed the whole world. He was very generous. I remember several times in my childhood where people's houses would burn, and he would literally go to them and take them $100. And at those days, $100 would, get you food and maybe a motel room and for maybe a week or more, I don't know. But he was very generous and a devout Bible student. He would study the Bible every night in his big chair and was a wonderful witness. We would have visitation on Tuesday night. Nobody would show up but the preacher and my dad. But they would go visiting, and they often had people accept Christ in their home visitations. He was, my dad, and so he was very special to me. I thought he was better than anybody else's daddy. And I was an only child, so I was disciplined. Duh. People think only children, have all the perks. Well, they do, but they also get all the discipline. if anything went wrong, it wasn't my brother or my sister that did it. I did it. So I learned early on that my father was not a patsy. He was going to discipline me if I did wrong, and I got disciplined. One time I came home. I was supposed to be home at 10 o'clock at night after a date. I deliberately stayed out till 11 because I didn't want to leave the party. And he got out the belt and gave me a lick or two. He said, "You're 16 years old, but you're going to learn to do what I ask you to do. You get home on time. Nothing good going to happen that late at night with you." So nowadays you'd probably get put in jail, but it was good for me, and I didn't suffer at all from it. It was a blessing to me to have a father that wanted me to be safe and to be pure. That was a blessing. And I honor him today and all the fathers that you have too. And of course, our Father in heaven, who is always perfect. God bless you today.